Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. First things first is Sunday, June 16th, which is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Shout out to you today. Hope you're enjoying your Father's Day weekends. Also, shout out to all the single moms out there who are pulling double duty. You gotta get some love today as well. So I hope you're all out there enjoying your weekends. I know I certainly have with my dad and not my family. But now it's time to talk some movies, and this one kind of slipped through the cracks a little bit. Saw it about a week ago. Animated sequel from Universal Illumination that just brings about all of our favorite pets once again in another heartwarming, nice follow-up, I thought, here from Universal and Illumination Pictures. So why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat. We're getting ready to dive in spoiler-free into The Secret Life of Pets 2. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar, we met all of our pets about 3 years ago, back in 2016, when we were introduced to Max, who was voiced by Patton Oswalt, and his owner, Katie, voiced by Ellie Kemper. As she gets a new dog, and, Max kind of has to deal with that. And we met all of the pets in the apartment as they kind of get pulled into a massive story that just kind of grows and grows and grows. And, the animation was fun. The voice acting was great. And it was just a really heartwarming story. And you just fall in love with these pets. So we are back now, a few years later. Katie has met a man, Chuck, voiced by Pete Holmes. Duke, voiced by Eric Stonestreet, and Patton Oswalt voicing Max, kind of have to deal with now a new owner as they kind of hang out with Chuck, and then they have a baby, and the family kind of gets to grow. So that's kind of where the movie starts off, and I really enjoyed what director Chris Renaud did with the screenplay from Brian Lynch. It's a bit smaller, I think, than the first one, but it's a lot of fun in that first act to watch Max and Duke kind of, see how a family grows from a pet perspective. And as we're hanging out with them as they kind of grow with the family, we kind of sprinkle in all the other pets, and we kind of end up going into the second act with kind of three storylines going on. After Max and Duke kind of start to fall in love with the baby, and you kind of see it from Max's perspective, which involves a lot of fear as the baby starts to walk and crawl and all that stuff. The family goes on a vacation up to, I think it's Chuck's uncle, but he lives up on a farm. And while they go there, we have Snowball, whose owner has turned him into a superhero named Captain Snowball, and Kevin Hart just eats that stuff up. But he meets a puppy named Daisy, who's voiced by Tiffany Haddish, and although I was not a fan of their night school team-up, love them here, man. They riff and have a lot of fun together. And the other kind of story going on in that second act involves them and a circus plot that's very, very interesting and a lot of fun. That kind of builds into the third act that kind of brings everybody back together. And in the middle of that, you have Gidget kind of taking care of a task for Max while he's gone. It kind of ties in Chloe, who's voiced, of course, by Lake Bell. And it's just absolutely hysterical. I love what they did with Gidget and Jenny Slate. And like I said, it's kind of fun as you're kind of bouncing between the farm and the apartment. And then you kind of mix in Jenny Slate, with Gidget, you mix in Dana Carvey with Pops, you mix in Buddy and Hannibal Buress, and Mel, who's voiced by Bobby Moynihan. And once again, you're getting the whole crew involved, albeit on a smaller scale, until the very end of the movie. And it's just nice to see all the pets as they kind of get sprinkled in there. A little bit less than the first go around. But I kind of liked that it was smaller, and I like the story that they were telling. And then when, Max and Duke come back home for the third act, you get to have a lot of fun. And once again, the animation is a ton of fun. And I love the stuff that goes on the farm. It really plays into the third act as we get to meet Harrison Ford's new character, Rooster, who is a dog, not a rooster. And he kind of, it's more of a Max story this time, where, I think Max and Duke kind of shared the weight the first time. Through this one, it's more Max, and hanging out with Harrison Ford's Rooster, who kind of becomes like an adoptive father figure in a way, or like a big brother. It kind of allows Max to grow as a character that plays really well into the third act story. And when everybody kind of comes back in, you're dealing with the circus, you got to have a bad guy. And our bad guy is none other than Nick Kroll here, who plays Sergey, the guy who kind of runs the circus. And he's not good, man. And it's a lot of fun in how all that builds. And like I said, I just think Chris Renaud does a good job with Brian Lynch's script. And although it's a smaller movie, again, just heartwarming, man. You enjoy spending time with these pets, and they just play on all the things that you would love to find out, like what's going through your pet's mind in this moment or this moment, which is why I love seeing the family side of stuff. And then, I mean, you just put in absolute absurd humor for Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. Kevin Hart is like the best superhero of the year, man. He's so funny as Captain Snowball. I just love how serious he takes it, considering how small he is. And that storyline, like I said, really plays well and works as it spreads into the third act. And the one thing I was worried about would be too much Snowball in the sequel, because he was, sprinkled in. And it's not. It's a really nice share. And like I said, because you have that family story going on the farm, every time we cut back to Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart, you're just having a lot of fun. And Jenny Slate's Gidget, like I said, that there's a moment where Gidget is kind of like real proud, and it's hysterical. So when all that stuff works, and like I said, the animation is really solid here, and you have a lot of fun with what's going on screen, you have a really nice, solid, fun summer movie that you can take your whole family to, man. Adults and kids will love this alike. Not as good as the first one, but this one is a really, really solid follow-up. I really enjoyed The Secret Life of Pets 2. Now I want to know if you did, man. Hit your comments down below. Let me know what you thought. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Did you like it more than the first one, less than the first one? What worked and what didn't work? Was there too much Kevin Hart in this one? Would you like have had less Snowball? Would you have preferred a story that was all, once again, kind of merged all together with our group? Or did you kind of like that they spread out and told these kind of little smaller stories? If you haven't seen the movie, as the old Seaman enticed you to want to go check out Secret Life of Pets 2, I hope so. If you dug the first one, you should definitely check this one out. It's a lot of fun, and like I said, it's the perfect bring your family to the movie theater and just enjoy a summer movie. Get out of the heat. It is really hot. If you can't tell, I'm like a little shiny today. So sweaty. I've also got my fan going, if you can hear that. But anyway, I digress, man. Leave all your comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking about Secret Life of Pets 2. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, you want to come hang out with the Seaman as we go through all of the different movies that are coming out this summer, you gotta hit that subscribe button, man, and a little bell so you get alerts every time I make a new video. The Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. I'm the Seaman, and I'm signing off. Peace. Well, you guys are still here. You must be looking for some more content. Well, don't worry, Seaman's got you covered, man. You got videos like this guy, and if you haven't yet, and you want to come check out all the Seaman goodies, join the Cinema Sit Down squad, man. Hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the little bell down below that, too, so you can get alerts every time I make new videos.